Most clothing brands don't lose money because their products aren't good. They lose money because their business is held with duct tape here on the back end of a Shopify. Maybe you have a Google Sheet for inventory, and you have Slack for a thread of customer service cases, a Notion doc for maybe influencer discount codes, and a random app that you installed in 2021 that charges you monthly, but you're too scared to remove it because it might actually break something in the back end. So every time that you hit a new revenue ceiling, you feel the same pain. You need a custom tool, right? Custom tools usually means developers, timelines, budgets. It's a lot that goes into something like that. Or maybe it's not a custom tool. Maybe you're having to do a bunch of research and watch a bunch of our YouTube videos to try and find out a good app that will fix your problem. But here's something that Shopify just released recently, which is Shopify Sidekick. And Sidekick has the ability to generate apps now, which is a pretty big deal. And it lets you build, let me be clear about that too, because I think when you hear that for the first time, you're like, well, I can get rid of Klaviyo, I can get rid of all these, like, not yet. This is not an end all to all the amazing apps that are out there. This really just lets you build simple, purpose-built Shopify admin apps with just a single prompt. Okay, I'm Christian Pinion, one of the co-founders here at BitBranding. We specialize in helping clothing brands scale online. I would appreciate if you like, subscribe, so you don't miss any of our latest content. So what does that actually mean? Let's dive into a few examples of some of the things that we can create with Sidekick actually generating apps for us. And I want to show you exactly the prompt and the app, and maybe some of the mistakes that you'll make thinking that, oh, maybe AI doesn't work, right? On some of these real issues. And again, this is not about building the next Klaviyo, the next Recharge, or some massive multi-feature platform. Like, this is really about building tiny internal power tools. It's not glamorous, it's just insanely useful. And if you're a clothing brand, you probably have a lot of weird corners or things that maybe are not working exactly as they should. So what can Sidekick actually build for you? These are generated apps that live inside your Shopify admin as a single page tool. And Sidekick can write the code, build a UI with Shopify's Polaris components, and connect Shopify's admin GraphQL API. Like, it can do all that in the backend. That means that it can actually pull in data like orders, products, customers, discounts, content, analytics, and give you a tailored dashboard or maybe workflow for you and your team. It also means that there are real limitations. Like, it's not going to be any sort of customer facing app, and it can't reach outside the Shopify admin into things like the theme or the checkout or things like that. So that's truly the trade-off here. But that trade-off is perfect for operators, because operators don't need a prettier storefront tool. They need speed, they need clarity, they need a way to stop wasting brain power. So let's walk through 3 Sidekick app ideas that I would build first for a clothing brand. I'll give you the prompts that you can basically steal, so we'll put them in the description below. So app idea number 1 is a restock and sell-through velocity dashboard. So if you've ever said, why are we out of mediums again? You already understand why this matters. Clothing brands don't go out of business because they can't sell. They go out of business because they stock out of winners and overbuy losers. So your first internal app should answer one question really fast. What do I need to reorder and by when? So your prompt to Sidekick could be just ridiculously direct and say something like, build a Shopify admin app that shows my top 25 selling products for the last 30 days, including variant level cells for size and color, add columns for units sold, current inventory, estimated days of stock remaining based on the last 30 days of sales velocity, and a reorder priority score. Add filters for vendor, product type, collections, highlight any variants with less than 14 days of stock remaining in red, and that's it. That prompt is powerful because it tells Sidekick 3 things: what data, what math, and what action needs to happen. So this is one of those things where, with our own, brand and the example here, it probably won't be able to pull in all this data because we may not have the variants and all that. But I'm gonna attempt to do that and just kind of show you the process on how that looks. So the first thing is, let me close out Sidekick. The first thing is really to click on Sidekick. This will open up the conversation chat, and then in here you can click on the plus side button and then generate app. Something else that I forgot to mention here, a little detail: you must be in the Grow Shopify account. You can't be on the basic account in order to generate apps. You have to be on their Grow plan. can in order to get access to this. And you also must be the admin of your Shopify store, which most of you should be. So we're going to copy the prompt. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to hit enter. As you can see now, it went through all the research and all the documentation. Now, right in front of our eyes is actually building and coding the entire app. And then after this is done, it's going to show us a preview of how it looks. And again, this is a little bit different, right? Because all we have in our store here are essentially digital products, but you get the idea, right? This is what the app will essentially look like. Hold on, this is reloading some of the data here, but it gives you the list of the products, the variant, which again, we don't have variants for these products, the units sold, current inventory, days of stock, reorder priority. We can filter by vendor, product type, and collection, which is exactly what we wanted. Let me click on install and see where this actually ends up. Installed apps may potentially change customer facing data in your store. Okay. And there we have it. There is our app. There's at the bottom, generated by Sidekick. Okay, so my question was, where is this app, right? After it's generated, but it's actually right here with an app. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see, yeah, top selling products is the name of the app, and it will basically load every time you open it. Now, my other question, click on manage app. Let me go back to the conversation. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it could be one of those where maybe we have to reprompt it again in order to make changes, right? We can always just delete this one, reprompt it again, and get the changes that we want. But it doesn't seem like there's a way to, once the app is actually installed, to then make any changes. But before I hit install, I did have an opportunity to make changes to that particular app. If there was something that's not working like it should, or based on the data and what we see here in this preview, if something wasn't working like it should, then yeah, being able to change it right within there would have been good. Now, app idea number 2 is a discount and influencer code manager that doesn't become a dumpster fire. So if your clothing brand has a bunch of, I guess if you're doing this manually, right, where maybe you're inviting a bunch of influencers, content creators, and you're giving them discount codes, and maybe you use discount codes quite a lot within your brand, you will know that you will have codes that are welcome 10, welcome 15, influencer Jenna number 2, VIP 20, SMS 15, secret sale 30. And if you go to the discount codes tab here, you may see, right, some of the active, some of the scheduled, some of the expired ones. And I believe you can maybe filter, but not entirely maybe how you would want. So we can build a tool that can organize our discounts a little bit better, right? And the prompt could be something like this, where it built a Shopify admin app that lists all of our active discount codes and automatic discounts. And for each one, show the discount type, the value, the start date, the end date, usage counts, the revenue attributed, and where it stacks with other discounts. Add a button to instantly disable the discount, and add a form to create a new discount code that forces an end date and limits usage per user to 1. Add a filter to show only influencer codes where the code contains the word influencer, or match a list that I can paste into a text bar. Now, if you are turning discounts into a system, not a mess, this prompt will help you solve this. So it will just give you a more organized way to view your active discounts and to manipulate and change those active discounts. So let's paste the discount in here, click on the generate app. Now, let's say that you're building an app and you have this amazing prompt and you paste it in, and maybe sometimes you can get messages like this one, right, where it will let you know the limitations of what it can actually create. So in this instance, it's basically telling us that it's unable to provide us our revenue attribution data for discounts, and it's basically asking us, like, I can build everything else, but I can't do this. So how would you like to proceed? And we're just going to say, yeah, proceed without. So I don't know if you saw that maybe in the fast-paced version of that, but there was 2 errors that showed up, and it automatically recognized that there was an error. It reprompted to fully fix it, and now we have a working discount manager app. And this is the area that I was letting you know, like, we can toggle between code and view, and here we're still within the app. We haven't installed it yet, so we can reprompt it if there's something that doesn't look quite right. And I will be honest, like, these prompts are pretty extensive compared to some of the things that Shopify gave us during the Editions launch, which it was almost like a one sentence, maybe even a phrase of a prompt, and it does a really good job of doing that. So the more detailed, obviously, the more that this will have. But yeah, for people who, again, if you are running influencer campaigns and you need to create a bunch of discount codes quickly, and you need to filter and look at your active discount codes and see all the data into one place, like this is amazing. Like this gives you all the data into one place, which is exactly, I mean, the ability to see the data and the ability to create the discount codes quickly without having to, go to multiple views and multiple things all at once. So again, for problems like these, right? Or anytime that you're spending too much of your time and effort in doing something in the back end of Shopify, there's got to be a way that you can prompt an app to make something like this happen, just to make your life a little bit. Now, with that in mind, like let's do a very simple app idea, which is something that actually was recommended from the Editions, which is, let's say you don't have internally, right? Maybe it's you and maybe a couple other people who are working on Shopify in the backend, and you want a way to keep track of tasks and keep the team organized, right, on what they need to do on the website, and keep it all within Shopify, not go to Slack or ClickUp or Monday.com. You can have something simple built in right within here. So let me go ahead and reprompt Sidekick. And this time we're going to click on generate app, and we're going to do a very simple app, which is create a task tracker for the entire team. So this is just a one single sentence, right, on a task tracker right here built in within the team. So again, it doesn't have to be, right? We're not, for this instance, we're not using, product information or customer data or order data or anything like that. We're actually doing something, just to keep our team internally organized, where we can create tasks, close them, keep them open, and do it that way. So we'll see what it comes up with. Okay, so for this one, changing store data, approval needed. This actually needs customer facing data. Okay. And I guess it was approved. Oh, here we go again. Rewriting some things here. Showing us a preview, but it's still working on it. And this is the beauty of it, right? Like I gave it a very simple prompt, and it still went ahead and did like all the extras, right? Of having the assignee, the status, the priority, the due date, actions within it, the description of the task. So it does a pretty good job of thinking through exactly what you need. Again, if you give it a more detailed description, then it will give you exactly, what you're wanting out of this task tracker. But again, this is like just another great tool that you can use right here inside of Shopify. No recurring. Yeah. So there's some limitations, right, in what it did here. And maybe with proper prompting, it can maybe do some of these things like recurring tasks and things like that. So I'm just very impressed with the fact that we just did one single sentence in here, and then it gives us the ability to do this. Now, as you can see here, right at the bottom, we've done 3 different apps in here, 2 of them with longer prompts, 1 of them with a more simple approach. And as you can see, you're almost out of app generations for this hour. Used more than 75% of your generations this hour. So I wonder, I don't know exactly the full details on that. I didn't think it was within a particular hour, but that's an interesting word choice there. Now, it's important to understand and know that, again, Sidekick generated apps are meant to live inside of your Shopify admin, not on your storefront. So if you're trying to build something like a custom product page builder, a wish list, anything that the customer will see, you just won't have the ability to do that. So any customer facing widget is just not the lane here. The lane is for operations, and operations is where you win the war, right? Because this is where e-commerce is happening right now. So I think right now it's time to really think deep about some of the friction points inside of Shopify, some of the things that you're maybe spending too much time on inside of the Shopify backend, and thinking of ways of prompting Sidekick in order to generate these apps that will just make your life so much easier. And really I think a good idea is also just kind of thinking back at your data overall. Like, how can you organize your data a little bit better? What are some of the things that you've always wanted to see, right, in terms of your data? That could be just another great way of looking at this and looking at all that it can do for you. And if you haven't checked out their Editions page, they have a few ideas in here already about like creating an event prep app that generates discounted checkout links for selected products, create an app that recommends which products I need to reorder, create an app that checks returns and cancellations eligibility for orders. So if you are maybe still not unsure, right, of what some of the things that it can create, I would say copy these. There's 5 options in here. Copy them, put them in, and just kind of see what it comes up with. And that will maybe give you a better idea of some of the things to incorporate. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit that like, you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. But if you have any ideas for any custom apps that you've created with this option, let us know in the description. I would love to hear some of the things that you guys are creating with Sidekick and these custom apps. All right, I'll see you in the next one.